Alrighty, so moving on, we just finished up with blue-green mid-range Urza, which is super duper fun. Doesn't have the combo, but we're back to one of the combo versions. This is blue-black Urza featuring a little bit of red, no, not a little bit of red, featuring a little bit of green, mostly in the sideboard, from Marco Bussi. I don't know. He's on the Urza Thopter Sword Facebook group where I grab a good chunk of my lists. So things worth pointing out here. We've got a super sweet copy of Saheeli, Sublime Artificer. I've been very impressed with this card as one of or two of in some of the other versions I've been playing. And then, of course, my main man, my favorite, Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas, here in the main deck as well. So two fairly powerful planeswalkers that synergize with our artifact plan. Worth pointing out, Saheeli, I think, feels like a big upgrade compared to Sai, which we used to play. And although the servos that she makes don't fly, the big advantages of her is that, number one, she triggers off of non-creature spells. So she'll also trigger off of instants and sorceries that you play. And then on top of that, she has this -2 ability where you can make one of your artifacts into a copy of an artifact or a creature. A lot of the time what you're going to do is you're going to turn an artifact into a copy of one of Urza's constructs so that you can smash in with two quite large constructs. Other than that, we've got the Executioner's Capsule in here, functioning as a Doom Blade that is also an artifact. Now, one of the things worth pointing out is this deck is playing main deck Fatal Push instead of Thoughtseize or Inquisition. So we're hedging ourselves against both creature decks that are aggressive and creature decks that are combo, rather than decks that function with that on sort of slightly different axis. So the setup of this deck is there's no counter magic in this main deck so the only counter magic we have, rather to say, is Archmage's Charm, which can also be used to just draw 2 cards. So this means we're a little more free to spin our Urza whenever we want to and have a high density of meaningful things that we're going to hit. There's no Metallic Rebukes, and there's no Cryptic Commands, so we're not going to be able to Cryptic Command loop with Mystic Sanctuary. So that is the long and short of it. Our silver bullets in the main deck, we got Aether Spellbomb, Nihil Spellbomb, and 2 Pithing Needles. I sort of like the setup, although I need to read Eli Cassis's article that he just put up about topping with blue-black Urza in more depth, because he said both Pithing Needle and I think it was Talisman of Dominance were on his list of cards that underperformed. And he was playing a much more thin, trim version of the combo in order to make room for more interaction. We've got these powerful planeswalkers here, so looks like a really interesting build here. Have not been thrilled with Collective Brutality in the sideboard of these decks, but it does depend on the matchups you run into, and Modern is such a huge gamut of wacky archetypes that it's really hard to pin down what you should be playing in your sideboard. You can spend an entire tournament running into Amulet decks, and then you can spend your next entire tournament running into Blue-White Control, and then your next entire tournament running into Burn. Or crazy things like Mill or Living End combos. So there's just lots of stuff out there. Finally worth noting as we get into this game, our density of 0 mana and 1 mana artifacts is such that we are not looking to max out on turn 1 or 2 Emrys. Emry in this deck is quieter, let's call it. So this is a pretty atrocious opening hand. I'm glad to see my opponent mulligan. I feel more comfortable mulliganing mine. This is improved. It's not great, but it's improved. Gonna bottom one of the fetches here, and Flooded Strand is our off-color fetch, so we're gonna keep this one bottom the strand. We're good to go. Dark Slick Shores. Could be that blue-black control list from a little while back, or something crazy like fairies. No response to Nihil Spellbomb. So 2 open mana here. It's a blue-black deck, so... Ooh, what is this? Thassa's Oracle for value. Is this inverter combo in Modern? Could be. This means I'm a little more incentivized to fire off my Emry. See what we pick up here. So if I play Talisman of Dominance here, I can't play the Astrolabe. Immediately, that is. Oh, also worth pointing out, this deck is playing the Field of Ruins just like Eli's version of the deck. So Field of Ruin is apparently a tool that we want to have in the current meta. What I can do here is go Shock, Astrolabe, Emry for 1. So it's sort of the most mana efficient line here. Flip Sword of the Meek here would be great. We flipped 0 artifacts. That's alright though. We flipped a Archmage's Charm, which will be useful a little bit later on once we get our Mystic Sanctuaries live. And I believe there are 2 in this. What is happening? Oh, it's Ad Nauseam, I think. Is that Ad Nauseam? Might be Ad Nauseam. Ad Nauseam would be pretty bad for us in game 1. Or rather, we're not likely to have much of a matchup against them. Okay, so... not much I can actually do here. I kind of want to fire off my Field of Ruin so that I will have the ability to put that Archmage's Charm on top of my library. But... so if this is Ad Nauseam, they haven't accelerated at all yet. So we're going to play Talisman of Dominance at Thopter Foundry this turn. Sort of doing this as a... I can call it a scouting maneuver, I guess. I don't know. Black, blue, Thopter Foundry. Let's see, yeah. Looking more and more like a very slow draw from Ad Nauseam with no filtering, no card draw. Yeah, this has got to be Ad Nauseam with these lands. Yep. Angel's Grace, sure. Do they have Thassa's Oracle, and then they respond to it with, what is it called? Spoils of the Vault for a card that's not in their deck? They do. Cool. So this is going to flip their entire deck into exile. They're not allowed to lose the game this turn, and then they do win the game this turn. So we don't have any tool to deal with that. Even if we had Fatal Push, that doesn't actually function there. So dead to that. So we're going to bring in everything that we can to interact with combo. Yeah, Brutality. Nature's Claim can slow them down or destroy their Phyrexian Unlife. So can Assassin's Trophy. Damping Sphere can choke their mana. So Capsule and Fatal Push, definitely no good here. Aether Spellbomb, no. Nihil Spellbomb, no. Pithing Needle, also no, I'm pretty sure. Because almost everything they've got is mana abilities. Okay, and if I need more, I can shave on combo, I think, just a little bit. 9 for 7. Oh, bridge, no. And then, so if I was going to cut anything else, it would be... I think Saheeli is slower to win than Tezzeret. Okay, let's try like that. Would I like to play first? Thanks for asking, Moto. Yes, I would. Does this hand have all the tools I need? No, but it's got some of them, and that'll have to be good enough. Put him also 6. Cool. So we're going to fire off this Astrolabe. Give me a Bauble? Nope. Alright. So we get turn 2 Brutality. We get to look at what kind of shape this game is going to be in. I'm going to be careful if they play a source that can generate green mana. That is not one. Because they definitely have a good chance of playing Veil of Summer in their 75. Okay, gonna get Watery Grave here because it gets me closer to Sanctuary. Recurring my discard is definitely something we're gonna want to do ASAP. So normally I don't like Brutality, but against this deck it is considerably more useful than usual. Okay, that is a pretty weak hand from them. So let's take a quick screen cap of that. Boot. Cool. Spoils or Angel's Grace. So Spoils synergizes with more things. It's a little early for Angel's Grace to be relevant. Okay, so they have one unknown. Plus they use their temple. Spoils is gone. So they have City City, Spirit Guide, Angel's Grace. Cool. So it's a unfortunate draw. Okay, we're going to sequence the Damping Sphere second here. Because if we don't do that, then it would have made the Astrolabe cost 2. So Ad Nauseam usually needs to cast 2 or 3, sometimes even 4 spells in a single turn to go off. So Damping Sphere has a chance of choking them on mana because every spell that you play in a turn, your next one costs X more, where X is the number of spells you've played. That is a good draw. So they're on 2 unknowns. They still have Grace City and Spirit Guide, so they could... No, they can't Ad Nauseam this turn. Good. This comes into play tapped unless you can control 2 or more basic lands, which we do. So Sunken Hollow is an interesting addition to these decks. As a one-of, it's sort of better than most fetches or shocks you could be playing. So we're putting Tezzeret into play here, booting up Arcum's Astrolabe, just get cracking. And this means we can swing for 10 next turn and hopefully close out the game reasonably fast here. So Tezzeret, when uncontested, is quite a beast. We did leave the Angel's Grace in their hand, so they do have the ability to buy a turn with it at some point. Oh, the casting spell. Probably gonna die? No, I'm kidding. Pentad Prism. Team Wreck is great again. Good to know. Thanks, Rob. So there's a good chance they're setting up to try to win this turn. Since Angel's Gracing through... trying to use Angel's Grace to survive. What we've got going on is not the best strategy. Okay, so we're going to put Brutality on top. I guess we're putting them like even more under the gun. But they already were, so... We'll see what happens here. It's going to be kind of tricky for them to go off. So Ad Nauseam is going to cost them 6 here, which they have exactly enough. So they also need to have drawn one of their Pact of Negations here, assuming that they're playing that. Oh, but their Pact would cost them an extra 2. Perfect. So yeah, there's no free counter that can save them. Cool, so heading into game 3 here, pretty happy with the way I sideboarded. I cannot imagine there being anything I need to change, just need to draw similar to Bat next game. We did see their Pantad Prism crop up there, which is the reason why Nature's Claim is in the deck. Giving them an extra 4 life is not particularly dangerous. We're rolling into game 3, match 1 here against Ad Nauseam. Oof. All right. Damping Spheres here, so it's a keepable hand. It's not a great hand, but it's a keepable hand. We're gonna keep it. Opponent mulligan to 6. Lots of good hits in the deck in the first couple of turns. Plus we've got Damping Sphere to slow them down, so hopefully that gets us a rockin' and a rollin', rockin' and a reelin' Barbaran, Barbaran into a game that we can win. You got me rockin' and a rollin', rockin' and a reelin', Barbaran, Barbaran. Ooh, late line. Well, that's just hunky dory with this draw. I have boarded in a total of, I want to say 4 cards that deals with, so not too bad. Cool, so we got a 3rd untapped land, so we can go for island to island and then Sunken Hollow. Ah, of course we top deck the Thoughtseize. Why wouldn't I top deck the Thoughtseize? Come on, deck. Be cool, man. Be cool. Don't give me more Twatsies. I ain't even won one. Cool. So we're gonna fetch out our. Just gonna keep hitting islands so that Mystic Sanctuary is more likely to be on if and when we need it. Fire off Damping Sphere, pass the turn. Next turn we can Astrolabe and Thopter Foundry, and then if we hit a Sword of the Meek at a reasonable pace, then we could just combo off. They're not able to combo off this turn, are they? No, not with the Damping Sphere in play. Yeah, unlife. That makes sense. So they are definitely setting up. Cool. Well, not cool, but we'll take it. Okay, fire off the Astrolabe. Draws me a card. Emry is not super great here, but perhaps we'll intimidate them off of trying to go off with our scary open mana. Ooh. If Emry was able to get me a draw card there, that would have been great, because then I could flip that Archmage's Charm on top of my library and then go for it. But so they're going to get up to ad nauseam mana here. The problem is the Damping Sphere stops them from being able to do that. So I think we jam Urza here. We Mystic Sanctuary, the Archmage's Charm back on top. Yes. Get that. Yeah, please. And then we're going to Urza. So I don't think that they can go off through all of this. But when we die next turn, I'll let you know. Cracking in for one with Emry, definitely her most utilized mode. She's got the sweet giant sword, this watery tart. So maybe if I tap my Damping Sphere and ask it really nicely, it won't tax me. Let's try. Like to cast the Thopter Foundry. Pay one more. Oh, Damping Sphere, why? Damping Sphere, why? So please, Damping Sphere, carry me through this. They could have, yep. What is it called? Thassa's Oracle plus Spoils. I think that just wins on the spot. So hopefully that's not the case. They're tapping more. Okay, you can ad nauseam for your whole deck, but the next spell you cast costs one more. Oh, I guess they have enough Simian Spirit Guides though. And they still have Lightning Storm in the deck. Yeah, I just saw it. So I think we died. You can see their whole deck list though. Ooh, look at it. The claw. Yeah, unfortunately they're able to go off with so few spells here that there's nothing we can do about it. So they're going to go pitch Spirit Guide, pitch Spirit Guide, pitch Spirit Guide, pitch Spirit Guide, cast Lightning Storm, hold priority, shoot us a million times and we die. If for some reason they decide to do it with Manamorphose, then they will lose the game like instantaneously, but they still have a Lightning Storm in here, so as long as they cast that, we gonna die. There it is. So they have way too many lands in their deck, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm just going to concede this. So well played, opponent. Kind of just made land drops and then cast ad nauseam after a Phyrexian Unlife, but that's what the deck does. So let's roll on to match number 2. Can't always beat the speedy combo decks. And I did have Nature's Claim in my deck, just didn't draw it, so had a reasonable hand, had a reasonable game plan there, and Just didn't quite work out. Didn't draw any disruption that we needed as fast as we needed it. Okie doke. So this is a functional hand, so we're gonna keep this in the dark. See what's up. Could be Titan Shift. Field of Ruin may prove excellent here. We will see. Executioner's Capsule, also pretty good. Blood Crypt, Snow-Covered Swamp. What is this? Is it Jund that's getting basics? No, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe it's black-red mid-range, Mardu, something like that. Can't imagine Mardu going for or playing Wooded Foothills. So play the second Astrolabe. I will draw an Emry. I'll play the Emry. Hopefully she does not immediately die, but if she does, yeah, there's a lightning bolt. We're through one bolt. We made it. Thank God. If I can hit that bullseye, the rest of the dominoes will fall like a house of cards. Checkmate. Hey, look, another Emry. Am I gonna fire it off, or do I want a field? So getting a quicker Mystic Sanctuary activation has very little value here. So we're just gonna play Executioner's Capsule and Emry, and the next turn we can Urza. So again, trying to chew through their removal if any of it is Urza appropriate. So far it hasn't been. There's another Bolt. We did flip Sword of the Meek there though, and a Thopter Foundry, which obviously flipping the Foundry is not great, but flipping the Sword's pretty good. So here we get to jam our first Urza. Okay, they're just scooping. I guess they saw the Urza when they Inquisition, so they knew that was coming. Cool. So we've got Veil of Summer coming in off the board. Oop, did not mean to do that yet. Hold on. Bear with, bear with. So I don't really know what we're against other than black-red mid-range-ish. They might have a third color, though the way they fetched there doesn't suggest that. So maybe they fetched when they had zero. They only had one land in hand because they did get stalled very quickly. So maybe it was Jund. So let's bring in Assassin's Trophy as well. I want to keep my Tezzerets and Saheelis. So I think, yeah, so Archmage's Charm, we'll cut one of that. Just shave on combo a little bit. Gonna be doing some mid-range scrapping in this fight, or in this match, most likely. So Veil Trophy, good to have early. It's pretty underwhelming opening hand, but given that they are a discard deck, I'm going to keep it and hope that we just draw lands. This list is playing 21. Not as many as I would like, but Eli Cassis, for by contrast, let's say, was playing 24, so it's much more blue-black mid-range control, the way the list was put together and presented. Let's draw a land, please. Thank you. So turn 2 Emry with double Astrolabe. Sweet. Sweet deal. Okay, so it looks like it is Jund. They just had a rough opening hand. No fetch land. Ren 6 is pretty rough as well. So definitely not running so hot over there. Oh, worth noting, yeah, this deck has 0 copies of Mox Amber, so no free acceleration. You got to work for all of it. Would like to draw a Talisman of Dominance here, because then I could play Talisman into Emry. Nope. Another trophy's not bad though. Get to play an Astrolabe into an Emry here. Backup Emry. Never a bad thing. Maybe I get to hold on to an Emry this match. Hey look, Talisman of Dominance. Sweet. And Mishra's Bauble. And both my Sanctuaries. Oof. Astrolabe. Sure. So they're on like Jund Snow or maybe even 4-color Snow. Probably Jund Snow. Sure. And continuing to fail to get value off their N6. Land, please. Yeah. Sweet, sweet untapped land. So I can play Emry here, and I can also Assassin's Trophy. So I think if they draw a fetch land at this point, I'm pretty incentivized to just trophy down their Ren and 6. Kind of sucks to do it because they have these Raging Ravines in play. So that means they're going to have the mana to activate them sooner. Alright, what is this? Something for which they needed green mana, and they mistapped. Nihil Spellbomb. Well, that blows. Yep. Yep, there goes my graveyard. Luckily, they didn't hit my one Sword of the Meek. And now they have black. It's going to be Abrupt Decay, Dark Confidant, sure. So, Ren 6 is still not getting the value. So I think I'm going to kill the Confidant here. Feels bad, but letting them draw more cards with it would also be bad. Possibly worse. No, definitely worse. Cool. Of course, we would draw that right afterwards. So, not much to do here. Gonna attack their Ren 6 with Emry. Oop, that was not the Ren 6. If they do boot up one of the Raging Ravines to attack me, I'm gonna Fatal Push it and then kill the Ren 6, so they're not able to get it back. Of course, Bloodbraid Elf. Why wouldn't it be the worst possible? Into Collector, oof. 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 Well, I do have a Fatal Push ready to go here, so could have been worse. Blood Crypt, sure. Shocking the Blood Crypt. For Scavenging Ooze, yes, okay. So, yep. So we're gonna push the Ooze. And a trophy. Oh goodness, I screwed up. I screwed up super bad. I forgot that turns off Astrolabes. Well, no, I remembered when it was initially there, but then I forgot immediately afterwards because there was also a Scavenging Ooze, so everything was awful. Okay, so still have a Pithing Needle in my deck. Okay, I think I'm playing Saheeli here. So Jund is throwing us in a little box and probably going to kill us good. We got Run and 6, about to go up to 7. So there's a good chance we're toast here. Gonna boot up, yeah. Raging Ravine, Kraken for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sure. Somewhat incentivized to block with Emry because my artifacts can't activate right now. So, gonna block the Raging Ravine here. If I could unload some of the darn cards in my hand. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna play this Astrolabe cantrip, but we're likely just kind of dead here. We'll see what's up. Delta gets... Can this get a green source? It can. Okay. So if I shock my breeding pool in, that means I could kill the oof. I'm gonna let red and 6 ult. But then I get blockers. I think I have to blow the trophy on red and 6 here. I think I can pass to combat on their turn. See what happens. Yeah. See if they just ult red and 6 right away. No, they got excited. Good. Darn it. No, they didn't. Yeah. Well, this game was rough anyway, so. Maelstrom pulse my Saheeli. Well, that's just rude. So green, black, destroy your collector roof, get a servo. So hopefully they don't have lands in hand to retrace the Maelstrom Pulse to kill either my Astrolabes or my servos. We shall see. They're just retracing bolts on my face. Okay, so they're looking to burn us out. Okay. Sure. Block. Block. So if they draw a land, we die. And if we don't draw a land, we die. So we drew a land, that's step 1. Play Ensnaring Bridge. Okay, now this Whir next turn can get us a Thopter Foundry, and the Thopter Foundry can gain us life. So as long as we can make it through 1 turn, yep, should be good to go here. Sure. Nihil Spellbomb. Actually, this is going to stop them from being able to retrace Bolt. I can still whir for the Thopter Foundry here. So we're in okay shape. They haven't exiled my sword yet, so if they just fire off a bolt here, I get to respond with Whir. Gain 1 life. Cool. So end of turn, we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 for good measure. We're going to whir. Don't kill me, bro. Bro did not kill me. Bro or Brosephine. Oh! Wow, they're not interested in playing anymore. So 2-0 win against Jund. 2-0 win against Jund. Holding out for a hero. Turns out hero's name was Thopter Foundry. The answer was Thopter Foundry. Saheeli did work there too, as did... Managed to make it through my misplays there. Okay, this is unkeepable. Which is good. They also mulliganed Antonio MTG. This is much more keepable. Gets to go turn 1 Strand Bauble. Tempted to bottom a land here, but I think we're bottoming Whir. They mulled to 5. Well, that's terrifying always. Yeah. Emry plus Saheeli is real good starting on turn 3. So let's hope we get to turn 3 mostly unmolested. Oh boy. This could be Counter's Company with the mull to 5. Sprawl. Could be Niv. Could be Ponza or the Moon deck. So I'm going to play the Strand, play the Bauble. And yeah, we're not cracking this Bauble because I have a Emry that I want to use here. This also insulates me from Stone Rain or otherwise. So... good chance we're seeing Arbor Elf or Blood Moon. Tireless Tracker. Sure. Yeah. That's a Magic Gathering card. So we're going to fetch Watery Grave here. Again, we always want to max out on islands early when we can. Going to push that bad boy. Get him out of here. Boosh. Sorry, skadoosh is, I believe, what the kids say. Gonna pass, stop on their upkeep. Want to know what they're drawing. What do you got there, Antonio? What are you drawing? Drawing some kind of card? Infernal Titan. Yeah, that's a big boy. What do you got? Another tracker? Stone Rain. Yep. That's a card. Luckily, Miguel Emry should be able to help us draw out of this. So, draw a card. Cool. Another Bauble. Cool. A snow-covered island. So, we got Bauble, Bauble, Astrolabe in the bin. So, I'm going to play out one Bauble from my hand. I'm going to play out a Bauble from the graveyard. Play out the Thopter Foundry. Just want to make sure that I am able to hit all of my land drops going forward. I think I'm going to end up cracking both these bubbles. Not 100% sure yet. If they Stone Rain me again, I think I'm pretty incentivized to Lightning Bolt. Sure. It's not too bad at this point. Alright. Yeah, we're good here. Can just kind of chill out. Field of Ruin can not hit basic lands, so this forest is safe. So we're just going to play out Saheeli here. Going to Bauble them again. Next turn we get to start making a pretty cool amount of servos. Okay, so they have a 4th land. Their hand has Inferno Titan +1. So what do you got? Chandra Torch of Defiance? Yeah, okay. So I've got a Pithing Needle for that, luckily. So they're going to exile the top, pillage, they're going to hit me for 2. Sword of the Meek is a pretty excellent draw here, so we go Needle, Chandra, make an adorable servo. play sword. Always yield to Saheeli. I don't need to stop for. I don't stop for Saheeli's, all right. And then we're just gonna hang on because I can just loop the Thopter sword here. I draw a pillage. Pillage or Stone Rain would be the worst for me to see here. Pillage. Pillage my Thopter Foundry. Yeah, that's a good play. So, gonna activate, pay 1, sack the sword. The reason we're sacking the sword is because the way the Sword of the Meek works, then it gets to come back equipped to the Thopter. So, Pithing Needle still doing its job on Chandra. No non-basics from them, so I think we just start cracking in for 4. We've got them on 3-turn clock, so this is 1. Gonna play this capsule. Get the trigger, cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So can't currently increase this by any significant amount, so we're just going to trust that our draw steps are going to get us through this. And theirs are not going to get them through it. We've already drawn 2 pillage. Yeah, they exiled 1, so Karn the Great that is a hell of a thing, in the words of Mr. Burns. Well, that's a hell of a thing. Alright, what do you got? Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, that's a card. So we're definitely attacking down their Karn. If they play the bridge next turn, though, they still have an Inferno Titan in hand. All my creatures are currently 1/1s. Except for the Thopter with the sword on it. So unfortunate draws here, but sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. So we're going to go all attack Karn, pull back the Thopter, Thopter attacks Antonio. So we're just getting this down in case they natural draw up to the Titan at some point. Then it'll be fairly devastating, but then we'll be able to kill it with Capsule. So we're going to play the bridge here. Bridge is not useful right now. All our creatures are wee, and they squeeze under the bridge. So we do have them on a 2-turn clock. We can attack for 5 this turn, and then I can boot up one of my other artifacts into a Servo or a Thopter using Saheeli. Emry was a good draw there. My girl Emry's always a plus. Lurker of the Loch, indeed. Lurker. Oh, they call her a Lurker, do they? And it was her Loch before anyone else came around, so really, everyone else is the one lurking. Okay, what do you got? Blood Moon? Blood Moon's not going to save you. Pillage my Pithing Needle. Yeah, so that means they can kill one of my creatures with Chandra. Alternatively, they could plus her for, yeah, but that's still lethal. No, they're down to 1 card in hand. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 mana, so they can play the Infernal Titan next turn with a land draw. So, gas? Not gas. Okay, so what do we do here? So if I boot up the sword into a Thopter or a Servo, then I can attack Chandra for 2 and Antonio for 3. So target artifact you control becomes a top copy of another. Okay, so target the sword. Sword becomes a copy of the Thopter. These are blue Thopters, in case it's not clear, which it totally isn't. And they scooped. Interesting scoop, but okay. Okay, so Thoughtseize is good. And then just generally speaking, we're going to have to play very carefully as we go through this. Assassin's Trophy? Yeah, Assassin's Trophy is definitely good against the Utopia Sprawl deck. I guess they're going to go empty-handed pretty fast, so Thoughtseize might not be good. Fatal Push is definitely alright, though. Nihil Spellbomb is probably Nihil useless. And Aether Spellbomb is probably okay. I'll keep it. Seems to be just generally pretty good. Let's cut a Thopter Foundry. Let's just try a pretty... Oop, nope. What did I cut? Nihil Spellbomb. Oh, I already cut the bridge. Actually, Collective Brutality could be okay here. Assuming that there's gonna be Arbor Elves somewhere in their 75. So let's shave on combo with that. Shave on combo with this. Let's play a solid mid-range plan. Although the combo coming together on its own last game was pretty good. Cut down on an Emry. They were just eating bolts left, right, and center. Well, I only have 3 though. This deck's kind of trim. It's got one of the Tezzerets. That seems good. So double fetch land with Mishra's Bauble is kind of sweet here. There's a chance that I don't... So if they accelerate on 1, I don't think I'm playing this Astrolabe on 1. I think I'm just going to play Bauble and hold the fetch land so that they can't Stone Rain me, and then turn 2 we go fetch, Talisman. So no acceleration on turn 1 means pretty clear to cast this Astrolabe, so we're going to do that. And then I think we won't fire off the Bauble. Because if we draw an Emry on turn 2, I'll be able to play Talisman into Emry. Can I do that anyway? I could do that anyway. So I could have bobbled there. I will, before we go to my turn. So what are they drawing next turn? Tireless Tracker, sure. Draw here. Emry, sure. So we're going to get to do Talisman to Emry here. Get a island. Talisman. Emry. Cool. They kept this hand, so there should be a bolt or something valuable in it. Sword of the Meek's in the bin already. That's good to see. They had to play their fetch land before the Tireless Tracker. If they play a Tireless Tracker here, I'm going to feel real bad for them. Because then we're just going to get to Bauble and then Fatal Push. So, apologies, Antonio MTG. No, this is probably Pillage, because they got to choose the mode. Seasoned Pyromancer. Yeah. That's a dude. Discarding Blood Moon and Pillage. Huh. So they have Tracker in hand still. Gonna get that into play next turn. Brutality is a pretty A+ draw here. So what are we doing? So I'm gonna play. A Bauble. Gonna play Brutality, 2 modes. Target opponent reveals their hand. Target creature gets -2/-2. It's gonna be the super feel bad if they did not have a instant or sorcery here. I often regret playing this card, but let's hope this isn't one of the times where I do. Kind of want. I know I want one more Fatal Push, so let's just take the gamble that I don't need 2. Yep, complete miss. They have a land. They have a Bloodbraid Elf, so tiny disaster. But we do have Bauble Push on this turn, so hopefully they don't play Karn. That would be the worst thing for us. It's not particularly high upside for them to Karn right now, so we'll see if that's their choice. I think Bloodbraid is probably the most powerful thing they can do here. No, they Karn. Alright, well, I guess I got a Bauble. So they're going to wish for a bridge again, I guess? Oh, my Talisman doesn't tap for mana anymore. Ugh. Why did they put Null Rod in Modern? That's the real question. Liquid metal coating. Yeah, go get your stone raining equipment. Would like to draw a blue source, please. That'll do. Thank you, deck. Thank you. Oh, Emry can put a semi-useless artifact into play. This turn, Emry's going to put in a Bauble. Because I can't play this Bauble and have Archmage's Charm up. And I need Archmage's Charm to counter that liquid metal coating that is going to start ruining my day. Or if they play Bloodbraid or whatever they choose to play here. So let's see. 3 tracker. This means they could have a second land and also the liquid metal coating, so I think I have to let it resolve, unfortunately. Yep. So that's 2 clues. So they're going to get decently far ahead here. Yeah. If I get another land next turn, I guess that'd be pretty great, because then Urza turns on all of my artifacts, so here's hoping we can get there. Maybe for some reason they get scared of all my open mana, and they just decide to crack a clue. Oh, they lost connection. Got it. Okay, opponent disconnected, so we're going to hang out for a minute. Hope all 2 of the people in my chat are having a great night here, and anyone out there on YouTube, you can check out all sorts of Urza deck videos from the last 2 weeks now. Just been playing infinite variations of these decks. It's been a whole lot of fun. Found versions that I like, found versions that I've done well with, found versions that are good. If you check out any of the Niv Mizzet videos, I did one of those per week last week, heading up to the Trios tournament for Pioneer. Did not work out very well in the tournament, but we still made top 4. I won when I needed to, when my teammates needed me to, so we made it. Pioneer is a little tricky right now. I kind of don't want to play the blue-black inverter deck, although it's very, very good. just feels kind of solved. And I know it's obviously not. There's a lot of depth to the deck building on that, but for some reason I've just enjoyed playing all these Urza variations in Modern. Enjoy the Niv Mizzet deck in Modern more too. Oh, Antonio MTG is back. Are there any other changes I could have made to sideboarding? Oh, I guess Nature's Claim to blow up the things that they get off of Karn. Maybe Dead of Winter, because it looks like they're a little more, lost connection again, a little more creature focused than I thought they were. Veil's definitely useless. Ashiok's not very good. Like the Nihil Spellbomb out. Don't need the bridge really, because they're playing bridges. I mean, I guess I could have the bridge, because I can whir for it. Maybe this is some karmic payback from when I had to drop from a match earlier due to the building potentially being on fire. It wasn't, but it could have been. Tezzeret, why you be so cool? Why you be so cool? Opponent. Ah, there we go. Liquid metal coating. Counter. I was waiting for it. Not gonna get it past me. Sure. For what do you wish, friend? Another liquid metal coating. Why not? Why would there not be more than one? Land. Untap land. Untap land. Sure. Yeah, I just gotta hang out. So hopefully they don't have another land drop. If they do, they're going to be able to... Yeah, that's super, super, super bad. Because this is Blood Braid plus liquid metal coating. Yeah. And I don't have Dead of Winter, which would help me pull back into this game. Guess I could have Emry'd on liquid metal coating. That is what I should have done. Use Emry to play Pithing Needle. I think they still... No, they discarded their pillage. No, just oh, it's a Chandra. Oh, wonderful. Yep. Just kind of way too low on resources now, I think. We'll see if we can pull back out of this. Land. Untap land. Untap land. Are we just dead? I think we're just dead. Alright, go game 3. I think. Yeah, cool. Is there anything that would have helped us in that match? No, not really. Just more land drops. Nature's Claim, potentially. Based on how that game went, okay, Dead of Winter most likely. Not most likely, but possibly. So it feels like I definitely do want the Pithing Needles. Fatal Push is a little more medium. Still good. Trophy is would have definitely brutalities. Yeah, those were rough. Cool. Let's try it like this. So brought in Nature's Claim and Dead of Winter over the brutalities. I find brutalities like it's always so punishing. Due to planeswalkers, there's so many fewer instants and sorceries in most decks nowadays. A very reasonable opening here with turn 2 double Astrolabe and Emry, with Mishra's Bauble weaved into the mix there. We also have Painless Mana here. We get to go Island, Island, Sunken Hollow, and Sunken Hollow, interestingly enough, being one of these battle lands from Battle for Zendikar. It actually has both the subtypes of Island and Swamp, so it's pretty great at, you can fetch it later on in the game if you have 2 basics in play, and for this deck, it's very important that it adds to the count for Mystic Sanctuary. So it's a very neat piece of technology that's come up more recently. Astrolabe. Draw a card. Bauble. Pass to opponent's turn. Doesn't matter if I upkeep them, but I keep doing it. Oh yeah, choke. Okay, that is really important to know about. Okay. It's gonna be Arbor Elf. Utopia Sprawl. Okay, so there could be a turn 2 choke here. And every single mana source I have right now is an island. Jeez. Okay. Is there a basic swamp in my deck? There is. God bless you, little swamp. I think I have to play the Emry here because she's going to draw me more cards. Feels bad to lose an island on it, but to be perfectly honest, at least I knew the choke was coming. Spirit Guide. Yeah. So no second land kept the hand on the back of the choke. Yeah, that's a choice. Okay. So if they have a Stone Rain effect, they're absolutely going to use it on my swamp. Do I burn another island? So I've got infinite islands in hand right now. So I'm going to play out this Talisman of Dominance. This means I have 2 lands that untap per turn. Hopefully the fact that they kept this crazy bonkers hand, this like prison hand on their side, comes back to bite them a little bit. It did not. Already failing to bite. Blood Boon? Please? Maybe? Pillage, of course. So Swamp is down. Ooh. Yeah, this game's going to be a pain in the butt. Okay, we're going to play a fetch land, use Emry to get Bauble. I'm going to Bauble them on their upkeep. Thank goodness for this Talisman of Dominance coming up. I did not cast the Bauble. Damn it. I've never done that before. I've almost done that before, but I've never done that before. Tracker, sure. Please do not also have the land drop, because you missed your turn too. Come on, man. You can't do this to me. So, Flooded Strand. Okay, this time play the Bauble. This time cast the Bauble, please. And then next turn I get to Urza, and then I do have access to mana, so if they Karn me, I'm screwed. But if they don't Karn me, we're maybe kind of okay. Obstinate Baloth. That's fine. Please cast Obstinate Bloodbraid Elf. Blood Moon. Well, it's gonna fetch with these anyway. So, Island. I have no instants or sorceries in my graveyard right now. So, come on, dude. Dude or dudette. Come on. I do have 2 card draws coming on my turn, so this could be a lot worse, actually. Gonna take 6 here, go to 11, then we get a big booty Urza. Executioner's Capsule. Yeah, it's something. Urza. Urza gets me a construct. Emry gets me a Bauble. Do I want another card draw still? I do. So what am I going to draw with it? Aether Spellbomb. Not immediately useful. Can cast Sword of the Meek. Use Sword of the Meek to cast Emry. Or use the construct and the sword to equip the sword to Urza. Makes him more resilient to removal. I think digging more is more useful. Kind of already have a decent setup on splitting whatever removal that they draw. So what did we flip there? Whir is not useful. Just Bauble and Spellbomb still. Oh, which means I'm going to draw something that isn't Spellbomb now. Which is good, because drawing the Spellbomb there was not the best thing that could happen. So if they kill my Urza, I'm in huge trouble. If they somehow do not... Oh, then we win the game. So don't kill my Urza is the name of the game. Don't do it. Have a heart. Access to 5 mana so that I can draw 1. Please crack a clue. Okay. Bolt won't do it. They can't play Chandra. They can't play Karn. So I think maybe we got there. Sure. Another tracker's totally fine. Please enjoy your second tracker, please. I think we got there. Whew. So this is currently a mountain. Cool. Good. So need a blue. Black. There's no wrong way to eat this Reese's, guys. Got him. Okay, activate. Pay 1. Attack the sword. Yield. So I want the stack close over here. Yes. Okay. Pay 1. Attack the sword. Yes. Pay 1. Sack the sword. Pay 1. Sack the sword. Yep. Thank you. Thank you for throwing down opponent. Oof. So 2-1 against red green. I don't know, Panza Moon. Red green Panza, I think is a decent name for what that was. One of the sort of hidden benefits, or well, not normally a benefit to playing this archetype, but there is a hidden benefit to running so many fetch lands. It's something crazy like 10 or 11 usually. I think this one's running 8, but it is running Field of Ruin. But I guess an extra hidden benefit of running so many fetch lands is, like in one of those games there, we were able to play out our first 2 lands as fetches in order to be able to dodge Pillage or Stone Rain. They had some mildly unlucky draws. We never saw Arbor Elf out of them, though. They're probably just not playing it, which means they only have 4 turn 1 acceleration in the form of Utopia Sprawl. We did manage to play through Choke and Blood Moon. That was pretty sweet. Got crazy flooded. Won the die roll. Am I keeping this hand in the dark? I think so. It's not great. I think this is a Bauble myself kind of hand. Don't need an upkeep stop. We're against Ivan Gil. Ivan Guile. Ivan Guile. Maybe it's Iguan Guile. Bauble. Pass the turn. Playing out the capsule would be obviously more mana efficient, but Ancestral Visions in Suspend. Okay. Whir of Invention. Do I want to draw that? No, not really. It's a little early for that. Nope. Okay, draw. Cool. So another tap land, play my Watery Grave, pass the turn. So that was like a pretty ideal double draw. Gonna be able to jam Saheeli here. So I think we're probably against the Electro Dominance deck, Electro Living End, or similar. Let's see what colors of mana we see out of them. So what do you got, Ivan Gil? Ivan Guile? Okay, yeah, it's probably Electro Living End. So without double red, can't do anything yet. I have Breeding Pool. I don't think there's any particular punish for it. This means we don't have to pay 2 for it later if we draw it. I want to just jam Saheeli here on my turn, but I know that that could be severely punished. Problem is they've got this Ancestral Vision in Suspend. So, okay, with the Bauble that kind of tipped me. So there's more upside to jamming the Saheeli now. Actually going to get to draw 2 cards with it, which is kind of neat. So what we're going to do here is have that resolve, get the Bauble in. We're going to choose target artifact I control. We're going to make a copy of that. It's now not a creature, so I can activate it. Opt, sure. Yep. So they opt into opt. So they could dump a bunch of rhinos into play on their turn. I think 2 4/4s or 5/5s. I think this list is playing 0 copies of Engineered Explosives in the entire 75. So that's not great against an onslaught of rhinos. But I do have Archmage's Charm, so I could actually just steal one of the rhinos. Miko Koro. I wonder if this is taking turns. Narset. Yes, Narset is okay. Not great, but sure. We're going to see a little more info here. Visions again. Okay. So we can't draw more than 1 card per turn, but I can draw a card on my turn and then their turn. So we're going to bauble them now. So I want to draw this on their turn. I draw a lightning bolt. Okay, so it's more of a blue moon kind of deck. Should play the Field of Ruin there. What am I doing? If I make a servo, I could attack Narset for 2. I think I'm going to do that. So here's what we do this. Place Order the Meek. Now I'm going to choose Capsule. Going to make it a copy of Servo. Equip the sword to the Servo. And attack Narset. This is going to stop them from drawing an extra card with Narset. We draw a card there. So then we have a Servo in play to attack Narset next turn. So they have a Bolt. I still feel like this could be turns, but Bolt my Saheeli? Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. She's done a lot of work this game already. Yep, second Visions in Suspend. Third Visions in Suspend. Good. Golly. So their hand is like light on interaction, let's say. So I'm going to play this Field. Can play Talisman. Still have Archmage's Charm up. So I think I pretty much have to fight over that Ancestral Visions. Okay. Get that Narset down. Would you like to cast it? Cool. So, counter target spell. Haven't seen a single counter from them yet, so it's like 9 out of 10 they have one here, but depending on what it is, it means it won't be countering my Tezzeret. They're opting. Well, that's a good sign. Okay. So we're in this. Interesting. Possible they opted into Cryptic Command. So Tezzeret's a little less good than Urza, generally speaking. What the hell? What? Just kind of stuck. Interesting. Okay, so play Tezzeret. 2 mana open. Yeah. The reason that I'm not playing the Mystic Sanctuary first is because I would like to use it to put the Archmage's Charm on top of my deck. If I was going to plus Tezzeret, then I'd lose it off the top of my deck immediately, so I don't want to do that. I do want to plus him because they could draw another Lightning Bolt. Plussing him is drawing a card, which is good. Oh, sweet. So this is cool. Mystic Sanctuary here puts Archmage's Charm on top of my deck. I play this Bauble, then I Bauble them, and then I'm going to draw the Archmage's Charm on their turn. I crack in for 1 with my cute little servo. Boop, boop, beep, boop. Servo getting work done. Good job, buddy. Good job, buddy. You get in there. Each player draws a card. Sure. Oh, look, an Archmage's Charm. Bolt. Oh, I don't like that. But one bolt will resolve. Bolt ye shall. Give me that card, baby. Hey, it's another ball. I'll take it. So the more resources they use to attack my Tezzeret, the less they will have to attack my Urza. My artifact count is getting a little bit ridiculous, so one of the sweet things I got to do this weekend in Vintage Rotisserie Draft was Thopter Sword combo with Tolarian Academy, which was sick. It's one of the things you don't normally get to see with Urza because he actually goes infinite in that situation. So, okay, so we're going to be playing Urza this turn. Guess we just do it now. I do have Archmage's Charm backup. So they have Cryptic. Wow, they're on like just no kinds of removal, huh? Okay. I don't want to just minus Tezzeret for the aggro. Although, if I do, I get to crack in for 6 this turn and lethal next turn. So actually, I will burn the Tezzeret here to try to win the game. So swing, swing. Get in there, lads. Going to use Construct to play Emry. Cool. I'm going to Bauble them. Still have lethal on the board. 5/5 Sword of the Meek. Sword of the Meek is a good target for beefing up with your Tezzeret, because if it dies, you're not too upset about it. It's when it's in the graveyard, you can activate it in order to, or you can Thopter Sword combo with the Sword of the Meek in the graveyard. That works just fine. I get 2 Ancestral Visions coming off suspend here. So hopefully we just win the game before that happens. Thopter Foundry kind of ensures that we will. So I have the infinite combo, but I'm going to try to go for the kill beforehand. So we're swinging for 5, 6, 7, 8, 13. So I'm going to pull back Emry. Let's see what happens. Brazen Borrower on my Construct Snapcaster Mage. So I want them to go as low mana as possible for this. So what are they getting? Getting Lightning Bolt. Yeah. Opt. They're getting Opt? You madman. I guess their plan is just to block? But Pew? Question mark? So this isn't lethal anymore though. So that was a bit of a misplay. Yeah, it's gonna put them to 1. So that's fine, because I'll just Thopter Foundry now. Cool. So use Urza. Sack artifacts. Okay. Yes. Use Urza. Sack artifacts. Use Urza. Sack an artifact. So always yield. Use Urza. Do. Gonna be here for a second. Would you like to concede, opponent? Okay. Use Urza. Yes. Use Urza. Okay. So now we're just gonna let them draw their cards, I guess. Use Emry to play Capsule. Wait, no, it costs black mana. It's fine. Okay, we'll let the turn go to them. Sure. Okay. Alright, opponent. If you make me Urza like 12 times on your turn, I'm going to be a little cranky. Just a little bit. Bolt. Bolt my Emry. Sure. This is just to unload it out of their hand because they are about to be completely flush with cards. Question is, do they play any board wipes? It's Cryptic Command, their whole game plan. Petty Theft my Urza. So, tap, 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 counter. Five mana remaining. Time Warp, sure. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, I'm going to go pay 1. Use Urza here. Sack this. Draw a card. Or not draw a card. Use Urza. Tap this. Sack that. Yep. Use Urza. Sack this. Yes. Use Urza. Sack this. Use Urza. Sack this. Cool. So I got 5 Thopters. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spin. So click efficiency going across like that is better. So, yep. Whew. Got pretty lucky there, but we got it. Suspend the final ancestral vision. Sure. Kraken. Kill you. Whew. Doodly doo 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 doo. Doodly doo doo doo. Bit did it did it did it bit it bit it doo bit it. Alright, so Tezzeret was decent there. Bridge goes out. Definitely keeping Spellbomb. Pithing Needle seems like it's probably not very good. Fatal Push, probably not very good. Probably take out one Thopter Foundry. And then trying to think of what taking turns might board into. They'd Narset it early. Does that mean I want Trophy? Not particularly. They're definitely using Mystic Sanctuary, so I wonder if I want Ashiok here. I'm very, very light on counter magic, at least in that game one. So let's hold back on the Veil of Summers. Let's throw in some Ashiok here, and we will cut one more. I don't want to cut any lower on combo. Combo did win us the game there. Capsule is, I don't know. Yeah, let's cut the capsule. Just pray that we hit Spellbomb to make Snapcaster Mage not so good. So Whir definitely has its target acquired, which is Nihil Spellbomb. We're down on clock. Did I have mystical disputes in this sideboard? No, okay. So this sideboard is playing Veils but not disputes. I've played other sideboards that have disputes and not Veils. I guess it depends on your I don't know, matchup spread. I assume this human being who put this deck together knows what he's doing. Seems to be very functional so far. Mr. Marco Bussi. Bueasy. B-Uzi himself. Alright, Ivan Gile. Esguillon. Alright, not the best hand, but gonna keep it. There's plenty I can draw to make this better. No idea how quickly or powerfully their deck can go off. That was a pretty A+ draw. Gonna get Island, play this guy. Shaving my shoulders. And getting it all shaved off. Alright. So I think I'm playing Brutality on 2. So that I can scout for the Lightning Bolt. Which means that I don't need this Bauble so much. What are you drawing here, friend? They have Island. Oh, well, that's cute. Thing in the Ice. Yeah, transformational sideboard might crush us here. So Collective Brutality does not help against that in terms of trying to kill it. So hopefully it can help in terms of trying to get cards out of their hand. See what up. It will. They also have a Narset. The Parter of Veils. Probably going to jam that this turn. Tad unfortunate for us. Next turn we get to go Thopter Foundry Emry. It's not best. I don't think Ashiok's very good here. It's not bad. I think... yeah, Emry, Thopter Foundry is the way to go here. Sorry, Thopter Foundry Emry. So black and 1. This means I will be able to attack with a 5/5 next turn, though. It's maybe going to put on the kind of pressure we're going to need. So Visions is down to 1 already. Eep. I think their cheapest turn spell is Time Warp. So... oh, that's a Jace that's coming down. Oh boy. Yeah, and I can't make a Thopter for Tezzeret to... it's a tough one. So I think getting a land, booting up Astrolabe to attack. Attacking Jace. Probably gonna block with Thing. Yeah, cool. And then be able to kill that this turn. Probably start going off here. Jason 1 turn spell is pretty great for going off with their deck. Let's see if they can do it. Yeah. Go, my non-deterministic foe. Get ye hence to your taking turns. So, was not severely punished by their juke into Thing of the Ice. Just the sequencing of them getting a Jace the Mind Sculptor out. Glad I did not board in Veil of Summer, but we're going to be in trouble real quick here. Because there's a good chance they just go land Time Warp. That is definitely not the land they wished they had, so that kind of says their hand is reasonably soft. What are you playing for 2? Another Thing in the Ice? Can't be. Wow. That's, okay. Man, when you don't go off with that deck, you do not go off. Alright, so I can boot up my Thopter Foundry and try to attack down both Planeswalkers, but that means the Jace can live. So I'm going to boot up the Foundry. Going to attack Jace, make sure he dies. Highest upside here is to Thoughtseize. See what's going on in the old noggin over there? Mana Leak? Remand. That's a little frustrating. Yeah. Oh, and they put Opt on top. Jeez Louise. Yeah, it's a good play. Gonna bop their Mikakoro. No, bop the Sanctuary. Because they're playing Cryptics. So they can definitely use that to Cryptic Loop. I'm gonna get my basic. And try. I know Opt, they just drew. So they have Opt, Stroke, Ancestral Visions. Well, that thing in the ice is flipping. Ain't nothing nobody can do about it. Alright. So what does this mean for us? So they're going to have Stroke up. Jeez. Thing can actually start trying to kill us pretty quickly too. So let's see what happens. It's an interesting little game we've got going here. Yep. So there's the flip. Astrolabe gets to draw us another card, so that's not the end of the world. So we get to go Labe, Foundry, Emry if we want. Still have a Narset, so actually it doesn't get to draw us an extra card. We have goofed along the way and never took care of that Narset. Wasn't actually goofing, but so out of all the things I can get, what is the best? Archmage's Charm, I guess. Okay. Yes, put it on top. Play Astrolabe for no card draw. Thopter Foundry. Please counter me for no good reason. Do it. Oh, okay. Damn. Narset's still paying attention, huh? All right. Sure. Nope. Cool. Gotta play Emry here. I have to mill the shoot. Ugh, yeah, okay. So they didn't have a lot of counter magic in game one, but this game they came back with a vengeance. So they had a nice split plan there. Okay, so Capsule's definitely good to come back in. Brutality is not as good. Trophy's probably alright here. Ashiok was completely useless there. So I want Veils or Brutalities? Veils or Brutalities? I think the Brutalities are okay here. I hate missing on this card, but and do I want pushes in for Thing in the Ice? Kinda do. I have Capsule already, so maybe I'll just keep the one. So one push for one. Trophying them doesn't feel great. Aether Spellbomb's not particularly good here. Alright, let's try it like this. Let's get the goodest of hands. Come on, deck. Would I like to play first? Yes, please. The goodest of hands? No. No, this is not it. Deck Y. Do I keep this hand against that deck? Definitely, maybe. No. Well, it's super disruptive, so I guess we're going to keep this. We're going to bottom Collective Brutality, I guess. Yeah. The bottom Brutality, hope that we hit. Jeez, and they get the 7. Alright, well, best of luck to me. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Fetch, shock, yes. Thoughtseize. So we're playing Death Shadow this game. Would like perfect information, please. There's a Visions and a Thing in the Ice. I'm going to take the Vision. I can take the Dispute next turn. Gonna see what they're gonna draw here. They did Thoughtseize bug. Why? Alright. So the only card in my deck I could have used to get that Thing in the Ice before they got it down, and I wasted it on a Visions. They just drew another copy of Super Duper. Alright, well, I don't. They're going to play Thing in the Ice here, so let's get this Thopter Foundry in through the window while they're tapped down. So they played their Strand, they played a Delta, they played the Thing here, they played Ancestral Visions. Land draw is good. Land draw is pretty good. Black 1, go after the hand again. So let's remove these cards. Days Undoing, so they're playing Days Undoing with Narset. Okay. So if I don't take this Dispute, they just get to hold on to it all the time. So I'm going to take the Dispute. I'm going to hope that we hit a land soon. How many is that on? 2. Jeez. This also means if I draw Archmage's Charm, I can fight. You're not helpful right here, Urza. You're not helpful. Alright. Come on, deck. Hold together. So I can whir for Nihil Spellbomb here. Is that worth doing? No. No, we're really close to comboing here. Just gonna pray for the land. That's a land. Alright. Okay, I need a basic. It's my third island. Jammers and Prey. I think that's the place we're in. Cool. Urza made it. Next turn we combo kill, so let's survive this turn. Please do not draw. That's a lightning bolt on my construct. Yep. Does that choke my mana enough? No, it doesn't. I can still go off. So they need to flip the thing. With the number of cards they're going to draw, it's fairly likely that they draw 3 1-mana spells or 2-mana spell and 2 1-mana spells, but it's possible they miss. It's possible. I've also gone down to 14 again. So 2 Thing in the Ice hits will kill me. Bolt, sure. What is it? Remand? Sure. So the bolt is in their hand. So they can bolt my other blocker. And then I die to Urza. Or I die to... Or no, okay. Got it. No, I can't sack tokens. Well, let's see how she goes. Bolt the construct. Should have played Emry there. Shoot. Yeah, I got a little too hung up on the clock, I guess. Okay. What is this? Narset, sure. Huh. They're planning on Days Undoing me, but I just combo them here. Unlucky for them. So I can get Sunken Hollow here. Mystic Sanctuary doesn't get me anything important. One, two, three, 4, 5. Cool. Use this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sacrifice that. Yeah. Go click this. Urza. 1, 2. Okay. Yes. Click this. Urza. 1, 2. Into yield. Yes. Click this. Shut. 2. That's the turn. So they get Days Undoing to hit me down to hand size 0, but I don't care. I'm gonna just kill them. Sure. Time Warp. Sure. They play to land this turn. They can't. Can't take turns. Whew! Made it, I think. Urza came together in the clutch. So, tap this, activate this. Cool. Got him. Whew! Thank you, opponent, for being gracious and conceding there. So we are at 3 and 1. We're going. We got a burrito. We're going for the extra guacamole on this one. I'm gonna take a brief breather, grab a little more water in my bottle here, and we'll be right back with game or match the 5th. Alrighty. Got my 2-liter bottle of Shasta and my All Rush mixtape. Let's do it. Saturday night, no date. Of course, it's a Wednesday night. Get my jams on. Sweet, sweet disco jams. Or maybe some metal. Let's do some metal. Metal and like super heavy electronica. Alright, here we go. Alright, it's a little sketchy, but we're going to keep this on the strength of sweet, sweet spells. See if Chalice of the Void on 1 crushes us with Chalice of the Void on 1 or otherwise. Cool. So we're going to fetch basic Snow-Covered Island here. Sorry, Snow-Covered Island. Play Astrolabe. It's like the Prowess deck, so we want to save our Fatal Push for Kiln Fiend if all possible. We rip the land because we're true professionals right here. No, just talented amateurs. No, just passionate amateurs. There we go. Bang. Get this Astrolabe in there. Boom. Redundant Emrys. We got Emrys for days. Emrys for days. Emrys for days. Emrys for days. What is what? What? The Prowess deck is playing Mishra's Bauble. What is happening here? Am I against an actual factual brew? This is cool. I'm a terrible brewer, so okay. Sure. Bauble me. What did you see? I wanna know. Nihil Spellbomb, sure. I'm okay with you having seen that. Gonna get Island, gonna get Talisman. Could play Emry, but I'm pretty tempted to hold up the Talisman for Fatal Push. Too drunk to karaoke. Crash through, sure. Looking for a mountain. On all the same mountain from Ravnica Allegiance. Levidart, sure. Ow. Light up the stage, sure. What did you get? Bauble Crash Through, sure. Please play that. Oh, baby. Oh, sweet. The blowout is huge. You're not going to laugh at me? Alright, fine. Guess I'll gain 5 life. I'm not happy about it, though. Come on now. Should have given me the full blowout here. So if I draw a land, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. Don't know if they play any haste creatures. Upkeep Bauble me. Sword. Okay, so this makes my turn a little easier. I think I still play the Saheeli because then next... Nah, having Emry active is too good. So play Emry and see what we mill. Play Nihil Spellbomb. Think I'm gonna nuke their yard. And draw a card. Cool. And the reason I'm nuking their yard is they could play cards like Bedlam Reveler. They have a Levitar in there. So just generally decent value to knock them out. Plus I got my laundry going, so you know, everything's coming up roses. Well, rose flavored laundry. It's not rose flavored, but got some Death Clock on. Do not play any music on my stream if anyone's ever wondering, because then uploading to YouTube is totally not a thing you can do. They will flag your videos. Soulscar, Manamorphose. Yep. Not bad. Ooh, Wild Slash. All right. So this is we ran into a Wild Slash earlier, so is this a thing you guys are doing now? Are we trying to make Wild Slash happen? Let me tell you something. Wild Slash is not going to happen. Okay. I only have 2 islands, so let's get the third one. Gonna play Saheeli. Could get an extra mana here by making my Astrolabe into a Talisman. Cool, and then tapping 2, get Sword. Sword gets me a Servo. I has a blocker. Go, my pretty. Go. Do it. Morphos, sure. So I wonder if they have Bedlam Reveler in hand. They're looking for 1 more mana. That would make sense. Double Soulscar, yep. Sunbaked. Probably want to cycle that. Bolt. What are you bolting? Saheeli. Yeah, well done. So, Bauble. What's going up? Mount Ann, sure. So, hopefully the last card in their hand is a Bedlam Reveler. We get Thopter Sword online as long as they don't have a burn spell that kills Emry. We're not totally flush with mana, but... Oh! Or we could just win the game next turn. As long as Emry stays alive, we win the game. So let's do that thing that I said. They have a Lava Dart in their graveyard, so yeah, there's the mountain. Probably gonna sack the canyon. Bedlam Reveler. Alright, so we just counter this and we're in the clear. Got him! Got him! What they should do is look for the unforced error here, swing with both Soul Scars, and hope that I block. Not taking the bait. Why not? GG! Yep, they see it. Cool. So, Collective Brutality, this is your matchup. Hopefully I don't have Gut Shot again. Dead of Winter seems good. Damping Sphere is like a maybe. It's probably better than some of the cards I have. I think that's about the long and short of it. So those are great. Nihil Spellbomb is very good. Pithing Needle is not good. Aether Spellbomb is okay. I want to cut one sword. Bridge is not stellar. It's slow, and it's hard to actually get your hand size low enough before they kill you. And cut a Tezzeret. Seems good to me. Got was it Buckethead's Jordan on? Killer track. Come on, baby. Hold together. Gotta hit that 4-1. Get back on the gravy train. Yeah, that's a definite keep. This sand kind of kicks a little ass. And took a mulligan. Looks like this is not Red Prowess's day. I always think this thing in the front here is like a zombie. Looks like a zombie to me. I think it's more refuse, but... Alright. So, unmolested on turn 1. Gonna fire this off, see what they're up to over there. Got a Lava Dart coming up, sure. Why not? So... Island, Labe. Hello, Urza. So we got a turn 3 Urza potential, and we can weave a Fatal Push into there. Seems pretty good. It's gonna be Lava Dart and light up the stage. Yep. A Brade and a Lightning Bolt. Okay, well now I don't want to play out my Talisman of Dominance. Now we're gonna play Nihil Spellbomb and Emry. So hopefully they don't have the mountain. Even if they do, 1-for-1ing me on resources here is not too bad. I do wish I had the black to pay for this if they kill it, but I guess I'll just have to deal with the fact that I'll get to exile their yard. I think they don't have the mountain. If they had it, they'd probably just fire it off. I don't know about this build of prowess, but it doesn't seem very good. It just seems choked all over the place, but I haven't seen a Kiln Fiend, so it's not really all in. Yep. So just the bolt, I guess. Crash through, sure. Maybe they drew mountain. The baubles also seem super suspect. That's like so greedy for that deck. Because they don't draw you a card the turn you play them, so. Okay. I think we just go land, hold up Archmage's turn. Thank you, Arcum's Astrolabe, for making all miracles possible. It is through you that we gain mastery of ourselves in the modern format. Soulscar. Sure. I can push that. Could also just charm it. I don't know. I guess I kill it. Sure. Capsule. That's a great draw. It's not that good, but it's fine. It's just acceptably fine. Okay, so Urza. Listen to that 20-something classic Gangnam Style. Dismember, sure. I would like to add mana in response. So you did, in fact, kill my Urza. I got a constructy boy. Use this to play a capsule. So, got a 5/5. Go. It is an artifact, though, so they could Abrade it. Morphos, sure. Hopefully they don't have Bedlam Reveler this turn. I have Capsule, but Brade, yep. Cool. Well, it's not a bad little draw. Let's exile your yard. Draw a card. Cool. pass the turn. So we've got Capsule, and I got a draw 2. So finally going to get to use Archmage's Charm as a draw 2. They hit a land, that's good. For us. Sure. We are at 16, right? Yeah. Collective Brutality, well that's... Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas, well that's... This is just... Hold on. I want to fire off a Brutality that can get fizzled? Not really. So let's just cap him. If I'm going to play Tezzeret, I want to do that. I'm going to plus him. And then I'm going to fetch up Archmage's Charm at the end of their turn. Thopter Foundry or Talisman of Thopter Foundry, please. Any order. Thank you. Urza may be pretty great, but he doesn't draw cards like Tezzeret does. Man, I wish this card was Mishra. That would be sick. Someday we'll get a busted ass Mishra card in Modern Horizons too, because the only Mishra card that exists so far is terrible. Mishra is just crud. It's like a Grixis creature. It's like a 4/4/4, and he does some weird tutoring thing for a certain size of artifact. Lavadart, yeah. Do you have 2 Lavadarts and you're gonna sack? Yep. Wow. Sure. I don't want to rain on your parade, opponent, but I think your synergy deck is dying over there. I don't want to crap in your fruit punch over there, but it's not going very well. That a scoop? Nope. Okay. Hey man, you do you. Man, woo-man, whatever you choose to identify as, you keep getting. Crack the canyon? Cycle Nimble Obstructionist. Just, oh, it would be so savage. In the Urza waiting room over here. This card feels so good. A Brade, sure. Yep. Oh no, you've defused my combo. Wait, no. The real combo was put a 1/1 Thopter into play and very slowly kill you. Oh, just the third one and the Urza and the good lord. This is just. Oh, I could have fielded them there too. Just not even thinking hard enough about how savage this kill is. I think this or a version with no combo that is similar to it would be my go-to for an F&M. Maybe Sultai with Uro and Tezzeret. See if I can put that together. Second Field of Ruin. Yeah. Bauble, sure. I love Mox Sapphire. Sure. Good luck. Godspeed, little doodle. Wow. It's a rough one, friend. Dismember. It's not even gonna kill it. Do I do something about it? Let's do it. Do they have a lava dart? They have another lava dart in the bin? No. Bolt. Are they bolting themselves? Sure. Nice. Alright, that's a 4-1. So thank you, Marco Bussi, for this sweet version of blue-black Urza. Splashing Sultai on the sideboard. So this is in the vein of Eli Cassis's blue-black control Urza deck that he won the SCG with this past weekend. What there is to say about that. So I actually have his deck list here for comparison. So real quick, we are leaning away from playing fast Emrys. Playing Archmage's Charm is very, very powerful with Mystic Sanctuary. I like that interaction a lot. See if I can get it into the Teamer / blue-green version a little bit more. Was I playing it? No, I wasn't playing any copy of Archmage's Charm. And Archmage's Charm seems real good. Not playing Metallic Rebuke. I feel like I missed it once or twice. But generally speaking, this is like a really strong version. I don't miss Goblin Engineer much in these builds. It feels like you should play Goblin Engineer if you're maxed out on Emrys, which I've definitely seen some of the lists doing. That maybe that's the exact logic that they're using. Because it just becomes a value engine when it isn't immediately putting together your combo. Felt like Talisman of Dominance had a lot of play there. Main deck Fatal Push was pretty decent over the spread of that tournament. Collective Brutality is still something where I'm like, I don't know about this one. So I'm not sure on that on the sideboard. Mystical Dispute might be better. It's a good pair with Thoughtseize. You could also do Thoughtseize and Inquisition, I guess. I think that's all I have to say about that. Really quickly jumping over to... I did not... Let me import the Eli deck really quick. So this is what his looks like. It has Cryptic Command. There's the Archmage's Charms. It has Deprive. This is really sick to loop with Mystic Sanctuary. It's got 3 Sanctuaries. It's got 24 lands. So the biggest difference for his deck is that he's got way up on land count. So I'm going to play this at some point, probably tomorrow. Way up on land count, way up on main deck disruption. Usually we see something like 2 to 3 Fatal Push or 2 to 4 discard spells, and he's gone for 3 Fatal Push and 4 discard spells. So heavily disruptive main deck, really light on the silver bullets, just 1 Spellbomb, 1 Pithing Needle, only 1 Sword of the Meek in the whole deck, only 2 Thopter Foundry, so super light on combo, just a lot of interaction, sort of mid-range Urza E deck with the Oops I Win button with 3 Whir of Inventions to find you the piece of your combo that you don't have. And then the sideboard is some wacky, wild stuff that I will talk about tomorrow. So thanks to anyone for checking this out. Have yourself the